Happy Tuesday, guys, and welcome back. So I just left a very productive meeting with my dissertation chair. She's so supportive. And no, it's not all about fluffing my feathers. Like, if anything, she's very honest and she's very direct. But I like her style and her approach. And she says I'm becoming an expert. I was like, oh, I don't want to call myself an expert because I know, like, I don't know. I'm not an expert. But she's like, yeah, you're becoming an expert. She was giving me some pointers on how I can better substantiate my research for my dissertation lit review to make it really solid. And I'm like, yeah. Because right now I think I'm at 12 pages. And so we have to get it to like 20 to 40 pages by December, by mid-December. So I'm like, that's not going to be difficult because I know how I'm going to do it. Because like now I kind of like have it, like I talked about like bits and pieces of my different constructs within my study. So I talked about acculturation, episcopal bias, so, you know, of course, slavery, the historical roots of all of this, and I'm going to go back and incorporate or integrate different cross references to help strengthen my claim and help strengthen the research that I already pretty much presented in my dissertation lit review. So she's like so like supportive, and she keeps reminding me, you need to integrate, you got it. I'm like, I know that, like I have a pin in that. It's like a pin in that. But you know, I have to think about my my process like of writing. I kind of write. Every writer, I think, has their own way of going about writing, right? And so I definitely have a different kind of process and how I go about it. So what I may do, like I may kind of do a sequence of different topics, but then I'll go back and then I'll add more stuff in each section, you know, to make it thicker and to make it more substantial. So I'm gonna get there, and I know she keeps getting my drafts, and she's like, "Where's the integration? Where's?" And the thing is, I have notes, so I put notes throughout my lit review to say, "Okay, this is what I'm going to do here. This is what I'm going to do here. Add a cross reference here." You know, to integrate research throughout my lit review. So yeah, but I know that's not really what this video's topic is about. But I just kind of wanted to start by saying that because you guys can see how happy I am. Like, she's so supportive. I'm like, yes, positive vibes, positive vibes. That's how I learn best. Positive vibes, because, you know, black people, man, we already got enough on our back as it is. You know, we already got enough. Speaking of back, my back is hurting. I need a good massage. Whew. Stressed. I went to the masseuse the other week, several days ago, and I'm like, I need to go back. I need to do that once a week because I can feel like the tension is just circulating throughout my body, and my muscles are really tense. And every time I go, they always put extra pressure like on my muscles to the point where I have to like tell them, "Ow, it hurts." It hurts, but I guess they realize that my muscles are really tense, and so they be going real deep with it with the massage. But yeah, I need to get that done every day because, whew. And somebody asked me, is like, oh, so you are in your third year, and asked me, was it getting easier? And I'm like, I don't know if it's getting easier. I mean, the workload in terms of the coursework is, but like they say, every level, new devils. And I'm definitely experiencing that reality, you know, especially with my prac site. It's just the different challenges that I'm under and I'm facing. But I'm like, y'all know what? I done been through a lot of my life, and I feel like I already lived my worst days. Like, this is a piece of cake. Working towards a PhD for me, this is just academic stuff, you know? You know, my school is a very safe place. Like, it's not, I don't, I don't get the sense like, oh, this is just, you know, most terrifying experience I ever had in my life. Like, no, it's challenging, yes, but I've been through way worse, which I already talked to you guys about that, so I ain't about to go back and repeat that. But yeah, like, I'm good. I'm in a good space right now, and hopefully my meeting tomorrow is going to be great, and we'll be able to come to a resolution and keep moving on, you know? But on to this video topic, country folk versus city folk. Now, I'm trying to remember what inspired this topic. I don't even remember. It was, I don't know. I think I think I know what it was. It was actually an interaction I had with one of my classmates. And I already talked to you guys about this, how like some people, well, one or two students like in a class, I think they kind of like in collusion. They're like, "Oh, you seem very guarded, right?" I know I keep bringing it up because it's like they keep bringing it up, but I think we're kind of moving past that, hopefully. And I'm like, "Yo, this is me. Like, don't you realize, number one, I am a city girl at heart. Now, yes, I've lived in the country because my mom, she's born and raised in St. Augustine, Florida, and I did live there for like, what, 4 years out of my life when I was like from 12 to 16 years old. But I moved right back to the city, to Jacksonville. And Jacksonville, it's not like, I mean, it's a city, but it's not. It's growing. Let's put it that way. It's growing. It's not like New York City that has that many people. So it's a growing city, but it's more of a city than St. Augustine, Florida, and there's a lot of crime and just a lot of stuff going on, right? And so after that, like I moved to Atlanta. I lived in Atlanta. Everybody know Atlanta is a city. You know, it's a black mecca. And I also lived in New York City, and now I live in LA. So I'm like, I am a city girl. And I prefer to live in a city. I actually prefer to live in very fast-paced cities. That's why I chose to live in LA and New York City, as opposed to like staying in the South, where I feel like it's more slow and it's definitely more like they say, Southern hospitality, right? Like more like people in the South are like extremely nice. And yes, this maybe could be an overgeneralization, but like people in the South, you got that like home kind of Southern feel to it, right? Whereas New York is mostly fast paced, people minding business, and ironically, even out here in LA, like even though LA is a city, there are parts of LA that feel very much like the country. Like people be in people's faces, they want to get to know you. They're like, "Where you going?" And that was a culture shock that I experienced moving from New York to LA, where I would be on a train and just random people would be like, want to talk to me and be like, "Oh, so where are you headed?" And I'm like, "Where am I headed?" I don't know, it just seems like a inappropriate question to ask a stranger, right? Like, "Where are you headed?" Like, none of your motherfucking business where I'm headed. Where you headed? But no, it's like I went through that for a period of time and just trying to get adjusted to how friendly people are. That was the biggest thing. And people ask me, "How's LA?" And I'm like, people here are super friendly. And they're like, "Wow, I didn't really get that sense that they are." I'm like, yeah, they are compared to where I've been around, you know. And I would say New Yorkers are friendly, but it's a different kind of friendly, you know. Like people, the pace of the city is very fast, and people just mind their business. They in their own world, you know. And yes, people's worlds collide because they have no choice but to collide because everyone is just so close and it's very integrated there. But I think people kind of respect people's privacy more in New York City, which I appreciate. And that's the reason why that's like my second home. Like I'm moving back to New York because I'm like I need privacy. I prefer that. I don't like people all up in my shit unless I invite you in it, you know? And there are parts of like, much like LA, people just be all up in your grill. And y'all, I can't make this video very long. What time is it? 12:17. Yeah, they be all up in it. It like reminds me back down south, you know, in the country. Like people, country folk, they go outside. Most people have like front porches, so they go on their front porch and they want to see what's going on down at Shirley's house, and they come together and they gossip and they be like, "Oh, you heard what so and so did? Oh, you heard about this?" And I guess on one hand, it's not all bad because it creates a sense of community, a sense that people look after each other's, you know, well-being. But at the same time, the drawback to it is that people just, they look after each other's well-being too much. They're too much involved in another person's life, you know, so that you don't have no privacy. Something can happen to you that you want to maybe keep to yourself or just process alone by yourself, when you get other people wanting to go through it with you and wanting to be in there. Not only that, like they'll be there for you and go through it with you, right? That's the upside to it. But then they take another step and they go tell somebody else, and they go tell somebody else and somebody else, and the next thing you know, you walk down the street, everybody in the town, and I'm not exaggerating, y'all, everybody in the town know your business. no matter what it is, right? And it does seem like, obviously, bad news spreads faster than good news. Now, yeah, they gossip about, oh, well, yeah, so-and-so, yeah, she got this job, or, she had this baby, like positive things, but then sometimes people have their own negative spin to things, too, and that's the part I don't like about down south, or the country. The country is just like, people just, ugh, ugh. It can be a good thing, like I said, it can be a bad thing. If they eating, they gonna make sure you eat. They ain't gonna sit up and eat in front of your face and you not eating. They'll give you their last, and that's a good thing. But I feel like the same thing in New York. People in New York look after each other, and even when I was there, like I said, I met this lady. I was kind of lost, trying to get to a destination in Manhattan, and this lady actually took her time and walked with me, because I asked for directions, and she gave me directions, verbally, but then she was like, actually, I'll show you, because I guess she figured it would be kind of confusing for me to find it out by myself. So she actually walked with me all the way to the other side of the park. I think we walked from, like, the east side to the west side of Central Park. And I'm like, she didn't have to do that, but she wanted to make sure that I ended up where I was going. And then along the way, she was just talking to me, just making me feel welcome in the city and at home, and very nice and cordial. And I'm just like, this is very different than what you hear about New Yorkers, to say that New Yorkers are mean and cutthroat and unfriendly. So, yeah, there are stereotypes, but, of course, the title of this video is kind of like a stereotype, right? To say that country folk are this way, or city folk are that way. Of course, there are some exceptions, but there are some general norms that I am pointing to and speaking to in this video. And I do kind of just prefer the city feel. And I kind of prefer just people not to be in my business unless I invite you in my business. I don't need the whole town knowing Danielle's business or gossiping, And I know it kind of sounds like a contradiction because I'm a vlogger, right? And I share with you guys certain things, but that's because I share it with you guys, Like, I don't need the town gossiping about me behind my back. But it's going to happen anyway. I realize, like, as I become more popular or famous, so to speak, people going to talk. And I can't control that. And I remember my mom used to say this all the time. Child, people going to talk. Let them talk. You can't control what people say. Just let them talk. Because I've experienced bullying growing up. People just got negative things to say, and they want to try to control you and manipulate. I'm like, I just been accepted at it. People gonna talk. People gonna say what they say. People laugh in your face, go behind your back, and talk behind you. So whatever. But y'all know what? Just recently, and it's sad, I had to live 35 years of my life and just discovered this, y'all. Because I've been wondering. I first made one of my very first YouTube videos. I talked about how my skin is just dry, right? Y'all guys go back and watch it. I'm like, I can't be having ashy skin. I'm like, see, I just put lotion on my face and my skin back ashy again. I talked about that in my earlier videos, right? And it's still happening, y'all, like dry skin. And I realized I put on lotion a lot. I have so many bottles of lotion. And so I brought it to one of my colleagues who's also training to become a clinical psychologist. And she told me, first she was like, you need to drink water. I was like, no, that ain't it, because I drink plenty of water. That's pretty much all I drink. I don't drink no soda, none of that. I drink water. So I was like, nope, discount that. That's not it. And then she was like, it's the alcohol in your lotions. And I'm like, bingo. That's what, before she said that, I think that what it is that I think how it put something in these lotions that make you end up spending more money and keep buying more lotion and keep wearing more lotion. And then she laughed, and I was like, yeah, I think it's a conspiracy, man. They're trying to trap us, man. They putting something in this lotion to make us keep buying lotion. She was like, yeah, they what she call it? They create the problem and then try to fix the problem or something. I forget how she said it. Try to fix the problem, or by creating another problem, so that you just basically keep dependent upon these companies for this lotion. And I'm like, yeah, they trying to trap us. It's a conspiracy. I'm like, what it is? What do they put in this lotion that keep me having to buy new lotion? They create they still so-called supposed to be fixing the problem, but they creating another problem. They own the problem, so you just basically have to keep relying on them, essentially. And then she was like, yeah, the alcohol. And I'm like, bingo. And so when I looked at my lotions and I read the ingredients, a lot of them have alcohol. They alcohol based. She's like, yeah, you gotta stay away from the alcohol based lotion. And she was like, yeah, a lot of people buy it because it smells good and it has good fragrance, but stay away from it. And I'm like, honestly, I don't really buy fragrance lotion. A lot of these lotions supposed to be moisturizers. That's what they say. But she was like, no, a lot of them got alcohol in them. So yeah, that's something I'm gonna have to not do. Is I gotta stop using these alcohol-based lotions, man. And I think what I'm gonna do is just stick to using shea butter, cause shea butter don't have no alcohol in it. It's pure and it's completely natural. Cause I'm like, fuck, man, my skin is freaking dry, and I put all this fucking lotion on my skin. And look, like I got old people hands, y'all. I don't want to have old people hands. But I even put it on my face too. Thank God I don't have like wrinkles in my face, but I think my hands are like my mom's hands because my mom's hands are just like this. Maybe because I type and do a lot with my hands. I don't know, y'all, but I'm just like, this ain't the business, man. Hell no. Because even today, when I got up this morning, I put lotion on my face, and I'm like, fuck. Not even halfway on the bus ride, I noticed my skin felt dry. And I'm like, and I know, I guess the air is kind of dry too out here in California, but still, I noticed this issue way before I moved to California. But anyway, let me go. I just want to say that now. If you guys live in the country, or you're a country girl or boy, or a city girl or boy, feel free to drop your comments below, your perspectives, thoughts, and feelings below on this topic about country folk versus city folk. Well, that's just my experience and my observations, and it's not to attack no one. Sometimes people get so offended because other people express their opinion. I'm like, I'm not making this video to offend nobody. I'm just saying, y'all. But anyway, let me go because I gotta meet with my work group. But I'll catch you guys in the next vlog. And oh, y'all, I might come back later, y'all. I found, when I went to the movies last night, and I actually went to the movies out in Beverly Hills, and I found this new mall, y'all, and I'm like, wow. I didn't even know this mall been here. I asked these people because that's where I went to go get my coat. Remember I told y'all that I need to find me some coats for New York when I go to New York for the holidays in December. I'm going to spend 3 weeks there. And I was like, I need to find me a coat. And I ended up I went to the movies, and come to find out, the movie theater I went to is actually at this very nice mall in Beverly Hills. I'm like, oh my gosh, you mean to tell me this mall been here? I asked the person that worked at the store I bought my coat from. I'm like, I actually bought 2 coats, and I bought this jacket here. It was only $25, a little sweatshirt. But I was like, you mean to tell me this mall been here? That mall is nice, y'all. So I really want to take y'all to that mall. I want to do a tour of that mall. You guys can come with me. But anywho, I'm about to end this vlog. I'll catch you guys later. Look at that. I get notification for background work. They're trying to pay me to work. But I'm like, I go to school. That's my work. But I'll catch you guys later. Love you guys. Bye.